That breaking news of the last 10-15 minutes, news from Clarence House. And let me show you the first pictures, because these are the pictures of Prince Harry as he arrived there at Clarence House, where he's expected to meet his father, King Charles, face to face for the first time in 19 months, the last time.
Let's bring you some breaking news that has come to us in the last minute or so from Buckingham Palace. His Majesty the King has today initiated a formal process to remove the style, titles and honours of Prince Andrew. This statement coming into us in the last 10 or so seconds from Buckingham Palace.
I did think it would happen, and if Harry and Meghan are watching, they should be incredibly concerned, because if it's this simple to take away Prince Andrew's titles, one day it could be this easy to take away Harry and Meghan's titles.
Something historic is unfolding behind the gates of Buckingham Palace. Just days after King Charles stripped Prince Andrew of his royal titles, insiders now whisper that Prince Harry could be next. This isn't just another royal feud, it's a battle for the crown's very identity. With the king's health in question and Prince William quietly taking control, the monarchy stands at a crossroads. Loyalty is being tested, power is shifting, and Harry's royal status hangs by a thread. If the palace makes its next move, it could erase his titles forever, ending his royal identity and changing the future of the monarchy itself. Tension is mounting behind the gilded walls of Buckingham Palace as reports suggest a new wave of turmoil within the royal family. Sources close to the monarchy reveal that Prince Andrew's final exile has triggered deep ripples across the family, leaving even Prince Harry, observing from California, feeling the strain. The palace's decision to strip Andrew of his last remaining titles wasn't merely a punishment, it was a clear signal that royal blood no longer guarantees immunity. Now, quiet murmurs hint that Harry and Meghan might be next in the line of royal reckoning, with insiders claiming the couple have transitioned from royals to full-fledged celebrities, a move that hasn't sat well with the institution. As speculation grows that the palace could be preparing to cut them off entirely, questions swirl about whether Harry might face the same fate as his disgraced uncle. Whatever unfolds next, one thing is certain: the royal drama brewing inside Buckingham Palace is about to get even more explosive.
Right now, if I was Harry or Meghan and Montecito.
No, I definitely imagine Meghan is quaking in her boots a bit, because her entire brand is based around the fact that she's the Duchess of Sussex and really nothing else. And so is their entire Hollywood career. This is definitely a huge red flag to them. I'm sure they are a little bit petrified right now, desperately trying to figure out what to do, because they and their fans kind of thought they were untouchable.
Word is spreading fast that Prince Harry made an unexpected and discreet trip to London, far from a casual family visit. According to royal insiders, it was a last-minute attempt to salvage what remains of his royal standing before it vanishes altogether. The timing, however, has raised eyebrows, coming just days after King Charles stripped Prince Andrew of his remaining titles and removed him from the royal lodge. Reports soon followed suggesting Harry and Meghan could be next in the monarchy's quiet effort to restore its image. The king's firm decision to publicly distance himself from his disgraced brother shocked the nation, with Buckingham Palace issuing a rare, sharply worded statement confirming that Charles himself had ordered the removal of Andrew's style, titles, and honours. The move was swift and uncompromising, underscoring a message that even royal blood offers no protection from accountability. To add to the humiliation, Andrew was evicted from the lavish 30-room royal lodge, where he had lived with his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson for more than 20 years. Palace officials justified the decision as necessary, citing the ongoing damage caused by Andrew's association with convicted offender Jeffrey Epstein. The scandal reignited when The Guardian reportedly obtained letters between Andrew and Epstein, in which the Duke wrote, "We are in this together," days after the now infamous photo of him with Virginia Giuffre surfaced. Public outrage was immediate, and the palace's tolerance reached its limit. Andrew's royal identity was erased within days. Observing from afar, Harry was said to be alarmed. One insider claimed he suddenly understood that what happened to Andrew could just as easily happen to him. Andrew's scandal was about behavior, the source explained, but Harry's is about loyalty, and to the monarchy, betrayal cuts far deeper than disgrace. His unannounced arrival in London, sources say, even caught royal staff off guard, fueling speculation that Harry's visit was nothing short of a desperate bid to protect his fading royal connection. Harry's recent trip to London wasn't a friendly family visit, it was pure damage control. Fearing that the palace was preparing to revoke his Duke of Sussex title, he reportedly sought an urgent face-to-face meeting with King Charles and Prince William before any final decision could be made. The panic was understandable. Royal titles represent far more than prestige. They shape his children's identities, determine inheritance rights, and even influence their international protections. Losing them would erase the last traces of his royal standing and reduce him, in the establishment's eyes, to simply Mr. Harry Windsor. Adding to his anxiety are whispers that Prince William has taken a hardline approach to modernizing the monarchy, one where sentimentality plays no part. Insiders say he's no longer the forgiving older brother but a pragmatic future king who prioritizes the institution's survival over emotional ties. King Charles, meanwhile, remains torn. Battling cancer, he's said to long for peace with his son but fears that showing leniency might be seen as weakness in a moment demanding strength. As the king continues his private health struggle, a quiet yet unmistakable shift has occurred within palace walls. William has stepped into the power vacuum, asserting greater control and guiding the monarchy through what aides are calling a pre-succession phase. Though Charles still reigns in name, sources say it's William who now makes the pivotal decisions, his mission unwavering: restore order, safeguard the crown, and stamp out chaos. To him, the monarchy isn't just a family, it's a brand battered by scandal, division, and dwindling public faith. And if preserving that brand means cutting off those who threaten its stability, William appears ready to do exactly that. Prince William's leadership style marks a sharp departure from his father's. While King Charles has long favored diplomacy and quiet discretion, William's approach is calculated, corporate, and unapologetically pragmatic. He reportedly views the monarchy less as a sacred family institution and more as a global enterprise that must be managed, marketed, and monetized with precision. Behind the palace walls, William has built what insiders call a crisis council, a select team of legal advisors, media strategists, and senior courtiers tasked with modernizing how the monarchy operates. Their priorities are clear: accountability, public perception, and financial transparency. And their first order of business? Addressing the royals who have inflicted the greatest damage on the crown's reputation. The action taken against Prince Andrew, palace sources reveal, wasn't solely King Charles's decision. It bore William's strategic influence. He wanted to make a statement, one royal commentator explained. He wanted the public to see that even the king's brother isn't beyond reproach. Yet, those close to the palace insist Andrew's downfall was only the beginning. The same legal framework that stripped him of his titles has reportedly been expanded to explore constitutional options for removing the Sussexes' remaining honors. The goal is to ensure any move against Harry and Meghan appears lawful, deliberate, and free of emotion. An institutional response, not a personal vendetta. It's a masterclass in image control. Set a precedent, justify it legally, and then apply it strategically to protect the monarchy's credibility. With King Charles's health limiting his ability to act decisively, William's influence continues to grow. He now meets regularly with top advisors, reviews financial reports, and increasingly directs the royal agenda himself, quietly positioning himself as the monarchy's de facto leader in a moment of unprecedented change. Prince William's grasp on royal affairs has tightened so much that he now oversees media strategy briefings once reserved for his father. Those close to Buckingham Palace say that within the royal corridors, the question is no longer if William will take the throne, but when. The anticipation is palpable, the transition already quietly unfolding. And when that moment comes, few doubt what kind of reign he intends to lead. William's monarchy will not be one of indulgence or sentimentality, it will be defined by discipline, control, and a relentless demand for loyalty. In his vision, there will be no room for scandal, no space for sympathy, and certainly no tolerance for those who stray from the family's carefully managed narrative. Loyalty, as one aide put it, isn't optional, it's the cost of remaining in the royal circle. As William consolidates influence, his younger brother's position grows increasingly precarious. Prince Harry's return to London, described by insiders as discreet but deliberate, has added fuel to the already simmering tensions within the family. While Harry quietly attempted to navigate his fragile relationship with the palace, Meghan remained thousands of miles away in California, fully immersed in her growing business ambitions. According to sources close to the couple, she is preparing to launch a high-end cosmetics and wellness brand, an enterprise said to blend Californian luxury with royal elegance. Marketed under the concept of modern royalty redefined, the brand aims to carve a niche that merges her Hollywood sensibility with the lingering aura of her Duchess title. What has truly unsettled Buckingham Palace, however, isn't the project itself, it's the branding. Insiders claim that Meghan has taken the bold step of legally adopting the name Meghan, Duchess of Sussex for business purposes, effectively transforming her royal title into a trademark. For palace officials, this was more than a marketing decision, it was a direct challenge to the monarchy's centuries-old code of conduct. "It's one thing to use your fame to promote your ventures," said a senior aide, visibly frustrated. "It's another to turn a royal designation into a brand logo." The move has triggered a swift and serious response within royal ranks. William, described by courtiers as increasingly strategic and unflinching, has reportedly sought counsel from the palace's legal and constitutional advisors on how to prevent the commercial exploitation of royal titles. His concern, insiders say, extends beyond Meghan's individual actions. The fear is that if this precedent goes unchecked, it could encourage future royals, or their descendants, to turn official titles into commercial assets, blurring the line between public duty and private profit. "It's not just about Meghan," one palace official explained. "It's about protecting the integrity of the institution. If royal titles become trademarks, the monarchy becomes merchandise." Behind closed doors, tension has reached new heights. Those who once described William as measured and empathetic now see a more resolute figure, a man shaped by scandal, scrutiny, and the relentless demands of a modern monarchy. "He's changed," said one longtime royal watcher. "There's less warmth now, less patience. William isn't thinking as a brother, he's thinking as a king in waiting." According to insiders, he has grown emotionally detached from the family drama. Every time Harry extends an olive branch, it seems, another public comment or perceived slight from Meghan reignites the tension. He no longer sees Harry as a victim, one source confided. He sees him as a liability, a PR problem that needs to be managed, not comforted. Meanwhile, King Charles remains caught in the crossfire of love and leadership. His health struggles have softened his public demeanor, his recent appearances marked by a more reflective tone, but behind palace walls, he is said to be deeply conflicted. Friends describe a man torn between his role as a father and his duty as a sovereign. On one hand, he yearns for peace with his estranged son, a reconciliation that might heal both his family and his conscience. On the other, he knows that leniency could be interpreted as weakness at a time when the monarchy is fighting to project unity and strength. Charles wants harmony, a family insider explained. But he also understands that sentiment can't come at the expense of stability. Every decision he makes now is weighed against how it will shape his legacy. This inner conflict reflects a broader transformation within the royal institution. As the king focuses on his health, William's influence continues to expand. He has assumed greater responsibility not only for the monarchy's operations but for its public image. Weekly strategy meetings, previously chaired by the king, are now often led by William, who has surrounded himself with a younger, media-savvy advisory team. Their focus is modernization, transparency, and reputation control, ensuring that every message from the palace aligns with the future monarch's vision. "William thinks like a CEO," one royal correspondent remarked. "He treats the monarchy as an organization that must evolve to survive. His methods might seem cold, but they are calculated, and in his mind, necessary." Within this environment, the rift between the brothers feels increasingly permanent. Where Charles once hoped time would heal the divide, William's stance suggests that reconciliation may no longer be on the table. Each new controversy, from Harry's memoir to Meghan's business ventures, reinforces the narrative that the Sussexes have chosen independence over allegiance. And in William's monarchy, independence without accountability equals exile. Observers note that this shift signals a new kind of royal leadership, one defined less by emotion and more by efficiency. For William, preserving the monarchy's relevance in the 21st century requires clear boundaries and uncompromising discipline. He's not looking for family harmony, an insider summarized. He's looking for stability. To him, the crown isn't a sentimental symbol. It's a brand battered by years of public fatigue, internal strife, and global scrutiny. And if maintaining that brand means distancing himself from his brother and sister-in-law, so be it. Caught between these powerful forces, one pragmatic, one emotional, is King Charles, a monarch facing both personal and institutional fragility. His health battles have made him more contemplative, but also more aware that time is finite. Those who know him best say he still hopes for reconciliation, yet he recognizes that preserving the monarchy may ultimately require sacrifices even a father should never have to make. The question that haunts him now is simple but devastating. Can he hold his family together without letting the crown fall apart? With the legal groundwork for title revocation already underway, the stakes inside Buckingham Palace have never been higher. What began as quiet legal consultations has reportedly evolved into an organized review of royal status, one that could determine the future of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's formal connection to the crown. If Prince William proceeds with the plan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex could soon be stripped of their royal titles entirely, cutting their final, fragile tie to the House of Windsor. For the monarchy, it would be a moment of clarity and consolidation. For Harry and Meghan, it could represent the end of an identity that once placed them at the center of one of the world's oldest and most powerful institutions. The potential fallout would be enormous, reverberating far beyond palace walls. The Sussexes' royal designations are not just ceremonial honors, they are the foundation of their global image. Every aspect of their public brand, from their Netflix and Spotify deals to their charity partnerships and media appearances, is in some way built upon the mystique of royalty. The combination of modern celebrity appeal and royal gravitas has made them a commercial powerhouse. Without that connection, however, the scaffolding that supports their public persona could begin to crumble. In an age driven by branding and perception, titles matter, and losing them could redefine how the world views Harry and Meghan overnight. The couple's supporters argue that their fame and influence transcend titles. After all, they've already forged independent careers, launching projects focused on mental health, women's empowerment, and humanitarian causes. But critics insist that much of their influence depends on the prestige their royal identities confer. It's not about who they are, one royal commentator observed. It's about what they represent. Without their royal status, they are celebrities, and there's no shortage of celebrities. Such a shift would place the Sussexes in a different league altogether, competing not with institutions, but with influences and public figures in a crowded commercial space. For Harry, the symbolism of such a loss would cut deep. Being a prince was not just a title, it was a lifelong role, a destiny shaped by birthright and duty. Stripping away the name His Royal Highness once was painful enough, but to lose the very title of Duke of Sussex would represent a final severing from the heritage he once embodied. It would be, in essence, the closing chapter of a royal story that began in privilege and ceremony, and has since descended into conflict, controversy, and self-imposed exile. Insiders close to the palace say Harry understands the magnitude of what's unfolding. He knows what this means, one source said. It's not just about paperwork or protocol, it's about identity. Once you lose the crown's blessing, you lose everything that comes with it. From a constitutional perspective, the process is complex but not unprecedented. Historical records show that royal titles have been revoked before, though rarely in the modern era. Each instance carried symbolic weight, signaling not merely punishment but transformation within the monarchy's hierarchy. What makes the Sussex situation so unique is the political sensitivity surrounding it. William, now taking a more assertive leadership role amid King Charles's health struggles, is said to be determined to safeguard the monarchy's image. For him, this isn't about revenge or resentment, it's about restoring order and credibility to an institution increasingly scrutinized by the global public. William sees the crown as a brand, noted one senior palace aide. And every brand must protect its integrity. If that means difficult decisions, he'll make them. Behind closed doors, the atmosphere inside Buckingham Palace is described as tense but calculated. Meetings are discreet, communications are tightly controlled, and official statements remain deliberately vague. Insiders say this is by design. Should any action be taken against Harry and Meghan, it must appear lawful, measured, and entirely free of personal bias. The strategy, they say, is textbook image management. Establish a legal precedent with Andrew's case, then apply the same framework to the Sussexes. By following due process, the palace can avoid accusations of favoritism or emotion-driven decision-making, presenting the move instead as a matter of constitutional principle. Meanwhile, the couple themselves appear to be bracing for impact. Friends close to the Sussexes claim they've become increasingly private, wary of further backlash from both the press and the palace. Meghan, focused on her upcoming business ventures in California, has reportedly tried to maintain a sense of calm, while Harry's brief and unpublicized visit to London earlier this year was viewed by many as a last-ditch attempt at reconciliation. He wanted to talk to his father and brother face-to-face, one insider explained. He wanted to make things right before it was too late. But with relations still strained and the palace's silence growing louder, it remains unclear whether that bridge can ever truly be rebuilt. Royal historians note that moments like these often define entire eras. The revocation of titles would not merely alter Harry and Meghan's personal standing, it would also send a message to future generations. Loyalty to the crown is not negotiable. It would reinforce the monarchy's ongoing evolution from a family-bound institution to a modern, rules-driven enterprise that values accountability over emotion. This would be a turning point, said one expert. A declaration that the modern monarchy is prepared to act, even when it's painful, to preserve its future. As speculation mounts, public reaction remains sharply divided. Supporters of the royal family view the move as necessary, a long-overdue step towards stability and discipline after years of controversy. Others see it as an act of cruelty, a family punishing one of its own at his most vulnerable. Social media is ablaze with debate, with every new rumor dissected and analyzed by royal watchers across the globe. But behind the noise, one truth remains. The monarchy stands on the edge of a decisive moment. Should the titles be revoked, it would mark not just the end of an era for Harry and Meghan, but a redefinition of what it means to be royal in the 21st century. Whatever happens next, one thing is certain. The outcome will reshape the royal narrative for generations to come. For the palace, it's about preserving the integrity of the crown. For Harry and Meghan, it's about holding on to an identity that has already slipped through their fingers once before. And as one longtime royal insider put it with chilling finality, if this goes through, there's no coming back. Once you lose the crown's blessing, you lose everything.